Welcome to Culture and Education. Today, we're diving into a story that's, well, short enough to read in an afternoon, but so deep you could think about it for a lifetime. Of course, I'm talking about Ernest Hemingway's masterpiece, The Old Man and the Sea. The book was recognized for its pure power and artistry, winning the super prestigious Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1953. That pretty much cemented it as an instant American classic. And that success just kept building, all the way to the ultimate literary honor. Just a year later, Hemingway was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, and The Old Man and the Sea was the only one of his works the committee specifically called out for its powerful, style-making mastery. But the book's power, its real magic, doesn't come from awards. It comes from its unforgettable main character. So let's meet the old man himself, Santiago. He's an aging Cuban fisherman who is just defined by his incredible resilience. Santiago is up against a seriously bad run of luck. I'm talking 84 straight days of going out to sea and coming back with absolutely nothing. In his village, he's known as Sallow, which basically means the worst, most hopeless kind of unlucky you can be. But here's the thing, he isn't totally alone. His young apprentice, Marlin, has been told by his parents to go work on a luckier boat, but his loyalty, that's still with Santiago. Every night, the boy helps the old man, brings him food, and they just talk baseball, especially about their hero, Joe DiMaggio, who for them is this symbol of endurance and grace under pressure. This relationship is really the heart of the whole story. Santiago feels it in his bones. His luck has to turn. So on the 85th day, he makes a fateful decision. He rows his tiny skiff way, way out into the Gulf Stream, farther than he has ever gone before, all by himself in the deep, unknown water. And out there, he hooks the fish of a lifetime. But this is no ordinary fish. It's a giant marlin, so powerful it starts dragging him and his little boat further out to sea. For 3 days and 2 nights, Santiago is locked in this unbelievable battle of wills. He can't tie off the line, so he has to bear all its weight across his back and hands, and the rope is just tearing him up. He's exhausted, he's wounded, but through it all, he develops this deep respect, maybe even love, for this incredible fish he starts to call his brother. Finally, on that 3rd day, the marlin starts to tire. Santiago, just about delirious from pain and exhaustion, finds one last bit of strength. He pulls the fish close and drives his harpoon home. And when he ties it to the side of his boat, he finally sees its true size, 18 feet long. It's bigger than his boat, just this noble, magnificent creature. He has won. But the story, it is far from over. That victory is tragically short-lived. As Santiago starts sailing home, the marlin's blood leaves a long trail in the water, a scent that travels for miles and calls out to new enemies. The journey back becomes this desperate running fight. First, a huge mako shark attacks. Santiago manages to kill it, but he loses his harpoon doing it. Then more sharks come. He fights them off with a knife tied to an oar, then just a club. He's fighting with everything he has, but the attacks are just relentless. As night falls, a whole pack shows up, and they strip every last piece of meat from his magnificent marlin. Santiago finally gets back to the harbor before dawn, and his prize, his incredible victory, it's gone. All that's left is this colossal white skeleton tied to his boat. He blames himself, thinking he went out too far, that his pride made him sacrifice this worthy opponent for nothing. So, was it all for nothing? This is where the story shifts from being just a fishing tale into this profound meditation on what it means to be alive. Because the physical loss of that fish, well, that's not the end of the story, not by a long shot. This is it. This is the central idea, the philosophical heart of the whole book. Santiago has lost his prize, his body is absolutely destroyed, but his spirit, his will to keep going, that remains unbeaten. It's the perfect illustration of Hemingway's famous idea of grace under pressure. Now, a lot of people have pointed out the deep Christian symbolism that's kind of woven into Santiago's suffering. The cuts on his hands are like the stigmata. At one point, he feels a pain as a nail going through his hands. And it all leads to this incredibly powerful image of him struggling up the hill, carrying his boat's mast, just like Christ carrying the cross. But the story doesn't end in pure suffering. The next morning, Manilyn finds Santiago and he's safe. The boy brings him coffee and, defying his parents, promises to fish with him again. And this moment reveals the story's real prize. It's human connection. It's loyalty and love that offer true salvation and hope. And as Santiago drifts back to sleep, he doesn't dream about the marlin or the sharks. He dreams, like he often does, of lions playing on a beach in Africa. It's this dream from his youth, a symbol of pure, untroubled strength, of majesty, of a dignity that no one and nothing can ever take away from him. So Santiago comes home with a skeleton. He lost his prize, but he found his spirit again. You could say he lost everything, yet he lost nothing that truly mattered. And that leaves us with a question that really sticks with you long after you finish the book. What does it truly mean to win? If you found this insightful, please subscribe to the Culture and Education channel. We've got a lot more deep dives into classic literature and big ideas coming your way.